Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Adventures. Last time we had a nice little chit-chat with Mr. Herlock Sholmes about the case at hand. And this time, we're going to go through his logical deduction spectacular. So we kind of already went through, you know, the whole thing. Now we're actually going to go through the correction bits and bobs, you know. So I definitely noticed quite a few things last time that I think are going to be pretty obvious to go through. I think there's definitely something up about Mr. Garrideb's face here, and also it's probably something to do with the something behind the lion statue. Because if I'm looking at this right, what happened is that he looked towards the lion statue, and that was a point of interest. But clearly, this photo frame behind it, you know, is not part of the background. It's like something important looking, and also it's not the cake stand over here that's going to be a big issue. It's going to be the candlestick. That is what I'm assuming anyway. Let's get through it. We're going to get through that. We're going to get to those bits. Surely. Alright, it certainly shouldn't take a great detective to see that a fearsome beast has been on the rampage of late within these four walls. Oh yeah, he also said that like there was a lion in here, which I think is absolutely ludicrous. Thus, we are faced with a question. What form might this beast take? Ah, for a man with a military breeding, your eyes are uncommonly candid. Your furtive glance, Mr. Garrideb, leads us directly to the answer. The true nature of the beast that has run rampant here is revealed by that lion statue. Now that is clearly wrong. I really didn't see the lion thing coming. No, but if you observe Mr. Garrideb's reaction, it rather seems as though some beast did indeed run amok here in this room. Yes, something with a very fierce nature. Is it just gonna be like a regular house cat, I wonder? But it couldn't have been a lion transported from India. So what was it then? We must follow Mr. Garrideb's gaze. That will lead us to the true answer. It's a good thing all these criminals are looking exactly where they shouldn't be, you know? Alright, but yeah, let's zoom in here. Blah, 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 blah. I can't really zoom very well. What's going on here? There's something to do with this photograph frame. There was a child! What's this photograph? It appears to be from Mr. Garrideb's wedding. He looks very happy. Oh, it's not a child. It's a person. It's a woman. Okay. That makes a lot more sense. I thought this was a small child he was holding, but no, it's a woman in a wedding dress. That's what it is. He does, but you can't make out his bride. No, how unfortunate. Something must have struck the glass directly over the woman's face. I wonder what happened. Probably best not to delve too deeply there. A newlywed bride. Let's present that. Take that! I just love his smug face every time. The true nature of the beast that has run rampant here is revealed by that newlywed bride. Precisely, Mr. Naruhodo. No other explanation could possibly fit. Yeah, not the one you just said, but this one surely is correct. Yes, this framed print pictures your wife, Mr. Garrideb. And while we lament the fact that her face is obscured, we can still make out her mighty arms and note the considerable horsepower they must contain. What? I didn't look at her arms. Are they big? Oh, indeed, surely any woman of such powerful a constitution would be honored to be described as a beast. I don't think so. Honor might be a stretching a point. Too late! The fact remains that the beast, which so clearly savaged this room, was your wife, Mr. Garrideb. Yeah! Okay, that was like the clearest we've ever seen his face. The chilly traces of a wild rampage are still very much in evidence. Well. Yet as we look around, the beast in question fails to present itself. Where could this angry creature have disappeared to? Madam? Me? I pray you do not consider me unchivalrous, but it is plain to me with one glance in your direction. It is? Your dress pocket gives us a handsome clue as to the beast's current whereabouts. The poor, fragile, defenseless woman is beside herself. Well, I don't know about fragile. Oh dear. Anyway, Mr. Sholmes is quite right. There's no sign of Mrs. Garrideb anywhere. But it seems that there may be a clue to as to her whereabouts. A clue that his maid is trying to hide. I wonder where Mr. Garrideb's wife could be. Okay, well clearly we gotta give her the full rotate. Can I get a clear look at his face now? Yeah, look at that. Oh! That's not a burn mark. That is just a big old slap to the face. I see it now. Okay, where on her is the clue? Oh, is it her ring? Is she the wife? Is she not a maid at all? She's just a wife. That seems significant. Let's present that. Your wedding ring gives us a handsome clue as to the beast's whereabouts. Your wedding ring gives us a handsome clue as I just said that. Ah! Indeed it does. That flowery band gleaming on your finger gives you away. Oh, it's the same ring. Okay. For it is identical to the one shown on the hand of Mr. Garrideb's bride in this photographic print. In other words, you are no ordinary household maid. No. You are Mr. Garrideb's lucky bride. You are Mrs. Garrideb herself. Oh my! Word! So is she just an abusive wife then? It would appear so. Because every time like he would start talking about whatever happened last night, she would like shut him up with tea. Well, jolly fine detecting, sir. As you rightly surmise, this is my wife, yes. My Joanne. Rather let herself go, you might say, but she was a bally quarterback. Oh, you can't just say that. It would appear that you don't live in the most comfortable of circumstances. After all, you are a retired army man, yet you are in the business of renting out rooms. Tisk. I would assume, therefore, you have insufficient means to employ a maid. Would that be correct? So why is she masquerading as a maid then? It's not right, I tell you. I was 2nd Lieutenant of the 3rd Regiment. A man has his pride, don't you know? By golly, it's a sorry thing when a chap can't even afford to have a single maid in his employ. Yes, here in London, one is rather judged. A household cannot be considered worthy of society if it employs no staff at all. Though in my considered opinion, such concerns about appearances are a folly. Thank you, my man. You mean Mr. Garrideb has his wife work as his maid? Precisely. Am I right, Mr. Garrideb? Only in company, obviously. But listen here. This must remain a secret. Tip-top secret, please! Why is this such an issue? The raging wife of Mr. Garrideb. See, that definitely raises a few questions about everything that's happened in the apartment. Now, Mr. Garrideb. It is plainly clear that you still have a deep feelings for this formidable beast. Indeed, in that blithe pose, the distress of this loss has caused you is veritably tangible. Oh, it is tangible, alright. Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders. The pain you feel being revealed by that supporting arm. Yeah, it's not the arm, it's his face! Mr. Shulman is quite something. He's still calling Mr. Garrideb's wife a beast. Yes, as a woman, that feels rather uncomfortable. But Mrs. Garrideb is standing beside her husband as we speak. In other words, he hasn't lost his beloved at all, has he? Oh, how true! So perhaps that supporting arm that seems to be propping up his head has some other significance then. According to Mr. Shulman, Mr. Garrideb's pain is tangible, though. What could that pose of his really signify? I wonder, I wonder. It's the freaking slapped cheek. Take that! Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders. The pain you feel being revealed by that slapped cheek. You know, the one on your face, not on your other cheek, after all. And of course, the deliverer of that impressive mark on your cheek that refuses to fade. Was you, Madame Joanne Garrideb. That must have hurt really badly if it's like, if it's still visible, like, that clearly, you know? Well, yes. It's all that she still refers to as maid in the little text box. You have been desperate to hide the slap mark on your cheek, sir. Yeah, you've been turning the other cheek to us the whole time. How the blazes? How did you work that out, man? Nothing escapes the notice of one trained in the art of observation, my dear fellow. That's why you haven't looked directly at us even once. To keep your other side from view. Well, Now, let us proceed to the next conundrum. Why were you subjected to such a violent slap? In other words, we must ask ourselves what caused Madame Garrideb to fly into a rage. She likes slapping cheeks, my man. And we only follow the direction of your gaze to find the answer. Yes, it is this pile of bills that has given rise to the pain you suffer. It's probably going to be something in the book. Did Mr. Sholmes say that the bills were all for lion fodder? Yes, but now we've established that the lion never existed. Which could only mean that the thing responsible for gobbling up all that food was Mr. Garrideb's wife, Mr. Naruhodo. She's a person, not a thing. I was gonna say, like, the thing responsible. Yes, well, she's also a person who gave her husband a mighty slap round the face. One so hard that it left a perfect hand mark, in fact. Yes, why would a woman want to hit her husband with such force, I wonder? I'd love to know the answer to that question. Alright, let's look at this book here. Bookmark. Okay, yeah, let's not present it. I learned my lesson from last time. Let's examine it by pressing space. Ah, someone must have been reading this book at the moment. There's a bookmark here, look. Mr. Garrideb is clearly an avid reader. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, what does that say? I don't think this is a bookmark. Oh no, so it isn't. It's a note written in a woman's hand. How do you know that? Because it's cursive and pretty? Oh, James, I love you. Yours, Mary. And look, next to the signature here. Lip marks with lipstick. Oh, what a passionate and romantic gesture. But neither of those are names of these people. What? Don't get any ideas, Sato-san. Oh dear, I'm sorry. So this bookmark is actually a love note then? What does that have to do? Maybe let's examine the broken plate. Maybe something important is about it. Oh dear, this plate has been smashed to pieces. And nobody seems to incline to tidy up the mess. Perhaps it's some sort of high art. It's modern art. Really, Mr. Naruhodo? Well, anyone who has a cannon on display in their living room is clearly a little eccentric. Yes, let's call it eccentricity. Okay, that clearly wasn't anything. Can I examine the love note again? Does that give me any more details? So this card that looks like it's being used as a bookmark is actually a love note. Yes, reading. Oh, James, I love you. Yours, Mary. But Mrs. Garrideb's first name is Joanne, isn't it? Yes, I believe he may be heading into dangerous territory here. Wait, what's his first name? Hang on. It's very conspicuous after all, isn't it? You mean the bright red lips next to the woman's signature? Yes, it's the first thing you notice, of course. And it rather makes your heart skip a beat. Hang on. Okay, I'm gonna present the love note. Was his first name James? Did I miss something? If so, if that's the case, then he's just cheating on her. Okay. Okay, I mean that makes a lot. That makes a lot of sense if that is the case. Yes, it is this love note that has given rise to the pain you suffer. Oh, James, I love you. Yours, Mary. Passionate indeed. Oh, she's angry now. Perhaps the sender of this note, a certain Miss Mary, is the fly in the ointment here. Oh, she slapped him good. I didn't hear what he said. Or hear what she said. Hang on. Oh, it was just a yeah from him. But I don't know the bally woman. You don't know her? That note wasn't written to me. It was just in the book. I don't know how it got there. It was just in there, you say? That's right, that's what I've been so. A likely story. Now listen here, Joanne, old thing. I explained at the time. I bought the book at that secondhand place, and that note must have already been in there. So the previous owner of the book was using the note as a bookmark, you mean? Oh? The cheese not running over this time, despite the endless pouring here. That's right, that's what I was saying! A likely story? For heaven's sake, woman, look at the name. It's written to James. My name, in case you've forgotten, is John. Ugh! Okay, that's what I was confused about. A likely story. Because I was like, I don't remember his name being James, but I was thinking maybe it was like a nickname for him or something like that. Are you questioning my name now? Oh my gosh. And there we have it. Arouse the suspicions of a female heart, and you unleash a beast with the most ferocious bites. Ugh. Now, in a final fit of rage, the ferocious beast carried out one last, unimaginable act. She ate the carpets! Unimaginable? Is that where he's going with this? The aftermath of which can be clearly seen by observing the carpets over there. A very expensive woolen carpet, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, dearie me. What could have caused such a destructive outburst? Ah! This time, madam, I'm afraid it is you who has inadvertently revealed the truth to me. Your wandering eye has settled upon the answer very neatly indeed. Yes, to explain the dire state of the carpet, we need only look at the Tower of Cakes. But surely Mrs. Garrideb didn't eat the carpets. No, of course not. But there doesn't seem to be any doubts that the state of disarray in this room is a result of her wild temper. No, that's true. So this is the last part of Mr. Sholm's deduction that we need to fix. We need only to follow Mrs. Garrideb's gaze, and that will tell us the real answer. Alright, let's see what we can see. Yes! Alright, well clearly it's the candle, but I really kind of want to just examine this circus handbill real quick. I want more info on this. This is an advertising handbill for the circus. Batty Circus. It's in a nearby park. Isn't this the same as the one we saw earlier? The one that was folded up in Mrs. Garrideb's pocket? Perhaps they're very great circus logos. It couldn't be that the Hungry Lion is somehow involved again here, could it? Oh dear, I do hope not. Alright, yeah, let's just present the candlestick. Oh, that was examined. I wanted to present it. Or maybe I did have to examine it, because maybe the game isn't smart enough to realize that it's missing a candle without me examining it first. That's what I'm gonna guess anyway. This looks like a very old candlestick, doesn't it? The base looks too small. Surely it's very unstable. Oh, that is true. I didn't even look at that. Yeah. It looks to me that even the slightest knock would make it topple over. Oh dear, that would be dangerous. Wait, take a closer look at this. I don't think it needs a closer look. It's more like it's like one of the most obvious things in the room here. That's missing a candle. There's one candle missing! No one could have seen that coming. Yes, I didn't notice that before. Why is that, I wonder? Why is one candle of the three missing from its holder? I wonder where it went! I wonder where it went.
Take that!
Yes, to explain the dire state of the carpet, we need only look at the candlestick. Most illuminating, my dear fellow, and of course, the only possible way out of this logical labyrinth. Yes, the remnants of a ferocious attack in which the carpet was devoured are clearly visible. Indeed they are. The scorch marks at the edge clearly give the truth away. How do you mistake scorch marks with teeth marks, my man? Like, those are two very different things. Oh my gosh. Scorch marks? It would appear that this room was the scene of a marital altercation. I would say altercation is a little, underselling it, you know? It's more like abuse. Mrs. Garrideb's mighty arm muscles left an impression not only on her husband's face, but on the entire room. The force of her strike caused a candle to fall from the holder. Are you saying she hit him so hard that the room shook and the candlestick toppled over? That's what happened? And in seconds, the carpet was alight, and the whole corner of the room in flames. Yes, One of the most ferocious beasts in this world is neither a violent lion nor a vengeful woman, but fire. What's behind the screen that got burnt? I need to see that. And in this room, that ferocious beast bared its claws and ran amok. Eloquently put, my dear fellow. So you see, there is but one conclusion here. Here we go, the finale! Here we go. After the sparks of marital discord flew, this room was the scene of a fire! He's finally gonna get up. Mr. Sholmes, sir. I salute you! Don't get up just to pass out, my man. Come on. Oh, nice. She caught him. I still can't get over how flabby her jowls are. Her face, yeah. I can't believe we had to go through all that just to figure out, you know, that a fire happened. Like, I felt like that should have been obvious. It's these dashed long winter nights, you know. Nothing to do but read in front of the fire. Luckily, there's a jolly good secondhand bookshop just around the corner. Buy all my old novels there. And in the pages of one particular novel, you discovered some rather illicit material. For which your wife admonished you harshly, it seems. Don't know about admonished. Demolished might be rather closer to the mark. Now, beast is most certainly an apt description. Ugh! Here we go again. And the carpet, was that destroyed by fire when a candle fell on the floor? Fair to say it was. Happened in the blink of an eye, you know. The whole place filled with smoke. Couldn't see a bally thing. So that's why you're claiming you couldn't see anything. Okay. I was caught between the old stick's rage and the raging flames. You paint a torrid picture, sir. One that would have been most entertaining. That's sympathy for you. Didn't take long for the fire to spread, of course. The bally furniture started going up as well. We've had to hide the mess behind that screen for the time being. How many other people have been here, though? Over here, Mr. Garrideb? Well, you have nothing more to hide now, if you'll allow me. Alright, what is this damning evidence gonna be that we're gonna see? A bookcase. Had all my favorite old novels in that case. But as soon as the fire got hold of them, that was it. Whoosh! Up in smoke. Gosh. Then the wife started hurling things at me. Is that why all the stuff on the shelf is broken? What a terrible sight it must have been. You're saying the room was on fire and she was throwing things at you? Like, she's got her priorities out of order, man. There was I, back up against the window, under heavy enemy fire. Incendiary books incoming, 10 to the dozen. Worst of it is, I lost my favorite book called The Lion's Pride. The Lion's Pride? Oh yes, your notorious love of big cats coming through again. I assure you the title didn't influence my choice in the slightest. So the poor man really did lose something dear to him as a result of the ferocious beast's rampage. Mr. Sholmes' deductions turned out to be correct once again. It can only be described as a great British wonder. I tell you, it was total carnage. Flames everywhere and the old sick at full fettle. Out of interest, what time of day was that? Not sure I can remember. It was 2 days ago now. Let's see, around 5 o'clock, I think. So at exactly the same time as a terrifying incident was unfolding outside your window on the street below. Even more terrifying on the inside, I can assure you. I think a stabbing is probably a little more terrifying than having books thrown at you. Well, I guess the fire could be pretty scary too. Especially if you're in a wheelchair. Like, you can't really escape a third-story house very easily if you're in a wheelchair. Well, I guess you're not in a wheelchair, you're just sitting in a chair, I guess. Right? Yeah. But if you're in a cane, yeah, it might be a little hard to escape. The whole of Blighty could have been flattened outside my window at that moment. And I wouldn't have noticed a dashed thing. Oh, really? Oh, she finally gets named. Yes. She got promoted from maid to Joanne. Mr. Sholmes. Yes, Mr. Naruhodo. What can I do for you? Well, I think we've got to the bottom of Mr. Garrideb's situation now. But what does it have to do with Mr. Natsume's circumstances? Well, at first glance, nothing. But we probably should examine this bookcase a little bit, if I had to take a guess. I can't help you there, I'm afraid. What? My dear fellow, if you recall, I did say as much from the outset. I warned you that although I knew that the retired army man to be hiding something, I could not be sure whether his secret would prove to be of relevance or not. I just knew you were gonna say that. Ah, ha ha ha. Now, Mr. Naruhodo, you mustn't lose heart. Bear in mind that all things fall into one of only two categories. Those relevant to the case, and those not. That makes no sense to me. What do you mean, man? That does make sense. Well, no matter. It's of far greater importance that you make up your mind now. Sorry? Visiting hours at the prison will soon be over. Oh no! Is it that time already? If we're to accept Mr. Natsume's case, we have official paperwork to attend to. So that's it. No more time to think. Perhaps you'd like to betake yourselves to bidding us farewell now. I must prepare supper for Mr. Garrideb. Oh yes, I'm so sorry. Thank you both very much for your time. I feel like we shouldn't be leaving this man alone. Honestly. Sosuke-san will be waiting for us. And I'm going to have to give him an answer. Alright, I guess we'll take a... Actually... Looking at the time here, guys, I think now's a pretty good time to call it. Because I don't know how long our conversation with him is going to be. That's what I'm worried about, you know. It might be a little too long if I try to throw it into this episode too. So yeah, we'll leave things here. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Next time we'll go back to Mr. Natsume and see if we're taking his case or not. I assume so, because it is a lawyer game after all. So yeah, I hope you guys have a good day, and I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good day, guys. Bye!